Eros stood on the command deck, beside the flight seat. A deep purple sky with what seemed like an atmosphere that spread the clouds right to the stars cast an unnatural red light, as though this planet was in perpetual dusk. Below was a large body of water. Almost dead steady, it displayed a perfect mirror copy of the sky in the horizon. It was not recommended to explore Earthlikes. The Tri-Power Exploration Charter required specialist equipment to be on board the ships that would go exploring, and in order to reduce the impact on delicate alien ecosystems and the possible risk of unknown contagions. These were essentially automated sterilization airlocks, and flight suits equipped with microbe handling. It was not perfect, although, unless a person did something very stupid or was physically attacked, the amount of medical knowledge humanity had gathered over its conquests meant much of this was low risk. The water rippled. Sima had just dipped in her toe, looking amused at just how still it was. Surface tension defined the position of the shoreline. It was as if the water level was a few millimeters above where her dry foot held her weight. Eros retreated back into the ship. She was very attractive, although he had agreed to give her her privacy. He had already broken that agreement by stepping foot on the cockpit. It was easy to see why. Her body was pockmarked with old injuries. Progenitors could easily take care of them, but their significance to her was quite clear. He stepped away from the seat. As he turned, he saw the light flicker against the door. He looked back and squinted at the star through the polarizing canopy. There was something that had just passed in front of it. A ship? Out here? He exclaimed quietly. Celeste, search and track for nearby objects, optical and IR in the vicinity of the local host star. Yes, Commander. Searching. Please wait. Object located at a distance of 500 kilometers, displaying live telescope feed from Instrument 12. A fuzzy blob appeared on the monitor screen. It was hard to tell what it was through the atmosphere. The upper levels were surprisingly turbulent, given the dead stillness of the surface. Celeste continued. Unable to identify object. Current velocity, estimated from proper motion, is 0.5 meters per second. Echo measurements at a negative 3,000 meters per second. Current projection and distance place time of arrival in 2 minutes. Fargoid? He said, as a rough hexagonal form began to emanate out from the fuzz. Identification confirmed, Commander. Object identifies as Interceptor class of unknown variant. Celeste, cold start the ship. Drop the steps. Put the cockpit on external speakers. Confirmed. Celeste's ever-calm voice warmed the cockpit as the clanking sound of the steps lowered, echoing around the hull. Sima, you have to get back on board. There is a Fargoid interceptor inbound. Sima, turn your goddamn music off. Outside, she didn't respond. She continued to look at the water and the landscape without a single care. Shit, Eros exclaimed. He leapt forward and into the flight seat and began rapidly pressing buttons as Celeste started up the various systems one by one. Celeste, priority 1, give me the mining lance. Commander, that would be in violation of the treaties governing. I don't care. I need to get her attention. Maneuvering thrusters are online, Commander. Oh, okay. 2-second burst, 5% brake capacity. Now. The ship fired its downward-facing thrusters briefly, instantly sending a flurry of dust outwards from under it. Sima was knocked forward, face first into the water. She glared back at the cockpit. What the fucking hell do you think you're doing, you piece of... Sima, shut up and get back on board. Now, we have an incoming Fargoid. You have 1 minute. Without a single word, she picked herself up and began to run towards the ship. Getting roughly halfway, she saw it for herself, rapidly approaching, in cone configuration. What do we do? Eros asked. He'd not really educated himself with the best practices around Fargoids. He had hoped he'd never encounter one, even if the news claimed they marched ever closer. We hope they don't have any Guardian tech or anything that pisses it off. I'm not sure what we can do, really. Whatever you do, don't activate any hardpoints. About 10 seconds from there was a loud crack. Sima stumbled and fell to the ground. Eros could hear her gasping and wheezing, trying to force her lungs to take a breath. The vessel had dropped from hypersonic flight some time ago, and the shockwave had just reached the surface. Sima turned over and looked up as the vessel came to rest, casting its long, foreboding flower shape over the ship. Eros, get your equipment running. Don't worry about me. I'll be back on board or get taken. Just whatever you do, get the data you can. If it doesn't attack, it doesn't attack. And we'll just chalk this one down to a story we tell in the bars, okay? Eros, it's opening up.